I'm out at the pond right now and I'm gonna be showing you guys the top 5 bluegill baits to know. And all these bluegill baits have both pros and cons. I'm gonna be telling you guys both and showing you how to rig them up on a hook, because some of them, there's some tips and tricks to make them stay on a lot better. Starting on with number 5, it's super simple, super good. It is a can of whole kernel corn. Don't get the sweet corn, get the whole kernel corn. I think this is probably the cheapest. This thing costs 79 cents. The pros, fish love it, especially bluegill. It's bite size, fits in their mouth. The cons, well, you're gonna need a can opener to open it, but we can get around that. I think this is by far the cheapest on our list, and if you have a can opener, it's really not that hard to open up. Now, with corn being number 5 on the list, I really don't use corn that often, but if I'm going with a lot of people or I plan on fishing a lot, I will pack up some corn. I just kind of let you know how good number 1, 2, 3, and 4 is, because corn in and of itself is pretty good. I'll let some of that out right there. But check it out, that right there is the corn. Just like you'd imagine, that's the same exact stuff we eat. You can get that at any grocery store ever, and it's cheaper than anything in the fishing section. Oh, some of the pros, it's so cheap, you can chum the water. That means throwing it out early and letting the fish kind of get a taste of it and get used to it before you actually throw it in with a hook. Another pro, it is naturally bite-sized for a bluegill. And I'm gonna show you guys how to rig it right here. Some of the other things are a little harder to rig up. This one's probably the easiest. Check it. You wanna take 1 kernel of corn and you just hook that thing. It is so stinking simple. It is not hard at all. It's just boom. You just put it on the hook and you're good to go. I would say stick to 1 kernel, because if you start putting 2, 3, 4 kernels on 1 hook, that's more than a bluegill can fit in its mouth, and so it's just going to bite the edge of one and not actually bite the hook. And that little theme right there of only putting enough to fit in its mouth is going to be pretty important for throughout the whole video. But number 5, corn. Moving on over to number 4, right here, boys. I'm going pink dots. You can get these at Walmart. They're technically Berkeley power bait, and these even say crappie nibbles, but I have used these a lot. I like them. Let's just crack them open right here. It's real simple. They come in this little jar. I don't know how many hundreds in there, but I'm sure there's a couple hundred, I'd say. They're just little Play-Doh balls. Super nice, easy, and clean. They can't die. They can't rot. They're just there. Very similar to corn, except this is about $6. So if you think you're going to use a lot of them, this and a piece of corn is very similar. But what I like about that is I can come out and use 2 in a day. I can use 1 in a day, and it ain't going to die. It ain't going to rot. It ain't going to do nothing. Once again, you're just going to take 1. You're gonna hook it on, boom, you're good to go. Just put 1 on there, and there you go. These are really good. I don't know, straight up, I like them a lot. They're a little expensive, and sometimes the fish get used to them, but straight up for number 4, I actually use that as probably my number 1, just because if I'm not fishing for long, or I don't know how long I'm gonna fish, sometimes I don't wanna go buy a whole can and crack it open. And now on to number 3. It's simple, it is also cheap. It is just straight up white bread. And whenever I've been talking about how to hook them, this is one where it's actually really important. You need to know how to hook this bread for best results. But man, do bluegill like bread. Especially if they've ever seen bread before, then they get really easy to catch on bread. But real simple, pulling out a piece of bread. Pros and cons, pros, it's cheap. 2, they love it. 3, you get so much of it that if you need to chum the water, where you kind of throw in a little extra and let them get used to it, you can do that. Another thing, it's white, so it's easy for them to see, and you can actually watch your bread to see when it disappears, and that's when they eat it. But here's how you hook the bread. This can be something that's easy, but a lot of people are not sure how to do it, especially when you're just getting started. So here's what I see. I see a lot of people taking a random piece, and they'll just hook it. But that is not how you hook bread, because that's so easy for them to grip and pull off. What I like to do is I'll pull off a piece about the size of your fingernail or something. It can be about like that. But what I do is I take the fluffy part, I kind of put the hook in it, and then I come over and I just squeeze it on the hook. So now it's kind of like pressed on the hook. And that's what's really going to hold it down, because I don't know about bread, but whenever you squeeze it, it's like not fluffy anymore. It's more like a clay almost. So I found that if you squeeze it on your hook like that, you're good to go. And that right there will catch them. This can fit in their mouth, but if you want to go with a piece even smaller, say you just want to do this much and then fold it over, that'll give you a lot more bite-sized presentation, and it's really good. A little pro tip here, if you're wanting to let them eat it on the fall, you can adjust how much fluffy is on your hook, say that right there, to where you squeeze it on but you leave a bunch of this fluffy stuff. That can slow it down and make it sink really slow. That's kind of a quick tip. Don't worry about that if you're just getting started though. That's just something random. All right, number 2. Number 1 and number 2 are both such good baits. They work great. They'll almost catch any bluegill that's ever existed. But unfortunately, out of number 1 and number 2, I only have one of them. So we're gonna have to put the one I don't have as number 2. Availability is the problem, but it's actually crickets. Now crickets, they're exactly what you think. They're a little bug, they're a little insect, they're just a little cricket. And whenever you throw them in the water, they're just go sit there, kick. A bluegill cannot resist that. A bluegill literally can't not eat it. It's like crazy. I would put that as number 1, but you gotta think about it. Where can you even buy crickets? You've almost got to go to a special bait shop that sells crickets, or be really good at going out and finding them. Both of which aren't the easiest. They can also die easy, they stink, they can actually escape, and then you just have a random cricket in your garage or something. But when it comes to catching fish, man, they're up there. I'm out here walking in the field. I'm gonna try to catch a grasshopper, which is not the same thing, but it might be close enough to show you how a fish eat them and how to hook them. Because you also gotta know how to hook them. If you hook them wrong, you're not gonna catch as many fish. They'll fall off easy. There's one. All right, good. We caught a grasshopper. Now, I'm not gonna go out and say that a grasshopper and a cricket is the same thing, because I think there is a little bit of a difference and stuff. And I don't think grasshoppers work as good. I don't even know if grasshoppers are as good at all, but crickets are really good. And don't worry, number 1 is just as good as crickets. They're just a whole lot easier to find, buy, or even farm yourself. You feeding them bluegill? Oh, Dan's starting up a feeding frenzy over here, buddy. Dan's playing with the bread. That's another thing I love about bread. If you're going to a pond where they've actually been fed before, bread should be your number 1. Because right here, you can see they're just eating the bread. We're chumming them up. It's so cheap. You can use a piece or two to get them ready, and then whenever you throw a piece in with a hook in it, they ain't gonna know no different. You're gonna catch them. They're just going like crazy. Whenever you're ready, I got a live animal.
I was just getting rid of the excess bread.
Oh yeah, getting them chummed up. All right guys, so here we go. The thing about these, that's probably the biggest thing. They can jump, they can run away. Here's how you hook them though. They have a little collar right behind their neck. Here's a picture of a cricket up close. You'll see a little, like, part of their body is the little collar thing. Usually just hook it right in behind there. Like I was saying, grasshoppers are a little bit different. They don't really have that collar, but they have something similar. You just hook it right back there. And that right there is how you hook a cricket or a grasshopper. You can see it right there. That's how you hook one. I'm gonna set him in the water. Although these may be the number 2 bluegill bait, they're not the most practical. But I mean, you can see I'm absolutely wearing them out. And that's a pretty big bluegill right there. Guys, I'm just saying, they're one of the best bluegill baits. If you put a cricket underwater and it's sitting there kicking, a fish cannot not eat it. Like, it overpowers all instincts.
He's a decent sized bluegill there as well.
Big bluegill. And typically, whenever you're using a bug that big, you'll catch some of the bigger ones.
Still on the thing, ain't he?
Huh?
He was still on the hook, ain't he? Yeah.
There he is. But now on to number 1. The number 1 all-time best fishing bait for bluegill ever. You've probably known about it. It's been used forever. It is simply some kind of worm. I think red worm's probably my number 1 choice. These right here happen to be night crawlers, but there's one really important thing that you need to know. And it's how to hook them for bluegill, because a lot of people mess it up. And it's not like the end of the world. You're just gonna get a lot of bites and not catch any. The pros and cons. Pros, boom, it's a worm. It's amazing, it smells. The cons, they can die. Sometimes they're hard to find if you don't have your own worm farm. And they're gonna get your hands a little nasty. That's a night crawler. Night crawlers are a whole lot bigger than red worms, but here's what I like to do. And this is really important to do if you're catching bluegill. You do not wanna put that entire worm on the hook. Instead, you only want to put enough that can fit in their mouth. So see if you can get a little closer right here. I am literally coming in here with scissors. I'm going to cut that much. Now that ain't much at all, is it? You wouldn't think that's very much. It's like 1/20th of the worm.
Say fingernail length.
Huh?
Fingernail length, that is.
What?
Like the bit you cut off is about the same length as your fingernail.
Oh yeah, about the size of your fingernail. About the size of a piece of corn. Because that's all a bluegill can fit in its mouth. And I'm just going to come in, I'm going to hook it. And this is going to be nearly instant. But just like that, guys. It's bleeding. That looks perfect for a bluegill. But like I mentioned though, you don't want to use the whole worm, and you don't want to use more that can fit in a bluegill's mouth. Same with a red worm, same with a mealworm, same with the night crawler. You just don't want your bait to be too big. So let's toss him in and see if we can get one. I know we're going to. It ain't going to take no time. It ain't going to take no time for this guy to get eaten. Oh, I had a bite right there. I'll set him back down, set him back down, set him back down. Big one's about to eat him. Point it towards me. There he is. Oh, it's a catfish. Oh. Catfish. What about that? Oh, well, now and that's another thing. Guys, whenever you're ready for bluegill, you can catch about anything. Oh, he's gonna get me over there in that. He's gonna get me over there in that stuff. Dang. I wasn't expecting to catch catfish, but
That's crazy, that.
And fun fact, if you guys want to know one of the best fishing baits ever, I'm going straight up worms, because worms catch every fish in the water. Dang.
I can't believe that.
I can't either. I can't believe that at all.
I was about to say, look,
That's not a small catfish.
he has a decent sized one, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good, guys. Not what we was looking for, but we'll take it too. I actually make this fish kit geared straight towards bluegill. It's got all the bobbers, all the hooks, all the sinkers, and even some artificial baits to get you started. It's got all the stuff you need to start bluegill fishing, and not all the junk that you don't. It's even got a good QR code on top with a course showing you how to use it all. If you guys are interested in that, it's the first link in the description, or click around here for some other fishing videos to get you started bluegill fishing.